What's up, collectors? P Rockzilla, your friendly neighborhood collector, is back again. And today we're taking a look at the Hot Toys Spider-Man Classic Suit Spider. This is the Spider-Man figure I've been waiting for the most. I do have the one from the video game, the Miles Morales one, and I love that figure. It overpassed my expectations, but this was the one I was looking forward to the most because, to me, this is the closest representation I can have in 6 scale of the Spider-Man I grew up reading in the comics with the classic suit. So I'm super hyped to have this guy in hand. I can't wait to get him out. I had so much fun with Miles. I'm gonna have so much more fun with this Peter Parker Spider-Man figure right here. The base and the diorama background is a little bonus there, so I do like that. I like all the accessories he does come with from I've seen from the pictures and the promo shots and everything. But I'm super happy. Finally had this guy. Now I need to get my villains. So, all right, let's get this review started. Dale. This is a pretty big box. The fact that this is not a DX figure and the size of the box, mine's didn't. I'm not sure if they all don't, but mine's didn't come with a shipper because I'm not sure because of the type of the box it is, or maybe they just didn't give me my shipper. But it's a pretty nice box. It has a nice foil right here. You can see Spider-Man in his iconic pose. And then you can flip this around. You get more of a wraparound of the art that goes around the box. And then right here in the back, you get all the legal information, all the information of people who got involved in it, studios and everything wise. Over here, you get the Spider-Man's logo, classic suit, 1/6 scale, VGM 048. And then one cool thing too is you can actually open up this flap. It has a magnetic flap right here. He has a little pretty cool. You can see Spider-Man right there swinging upside down, and then you get to actually see the figure right here. So this is a pretty nice window they have here. It's a little heavier box, like I said. You get to see the figure right there. Everything that comes inside the box. Well, not everything. There's a lot more things. You can see the scorpion tail hidden back there. But all right, guys and ladies, let's get my boy out the box. Okay, so when you get the box out the way, you agree with this big clamshell. And there you have Spider-Man, all some of his most of the accessories you see. Now the top clamshell does have the hands and the web shooters. So you take that off, that is attached to there. And let's just get this top clamshell right off. Came out smoother before. Alright, there we go. So right here we have the figure here. Underneath the figure, you have a bunch of the cardboard pieces and the magnetic pieces for the background diorama. As you can see, you got everything there. You got the figure, you got the scorpion tail in the background, the base, all the pieces there. So we'll go ahead and get Spider-Man out and all the accessories so you take a closer look at everything in good detail. Okay, so here's everything laid out with Spider-Man. And he comes with so many things that could barely fit everything in the screen. As you can see from Scorpion's tail, it is very long and the backdrop doesn't even fit. It's way up there in the top. But as always, let's go ahead and look at the figure first. So now grabbing this guy, man, this guy feels so damn good in hand. Now, one thing I am a little annoyed with, I'm not sure if it was because the way mine was packaged, but you do see that crease right here. I mean, it's perfect in there. Come on. One sec, let's get the autofocus going. All right. So then what we could do is right there. As you can see, this crease right there. I'm not sure if it was mine was packaged with his neck down and maybe he was just staying there so long that the crease stayed there. So maybe this is going to be a little sneak of what you would get or what would happen to your suit if you leave it in a dynamic pose for too long. So right now I got the neck further back more to hopefully that irons out by itself. So just as you see the reviews, keep aware of that. This was not me. This came just like this, so we'll see. And I'll keep you guys updated future streams if that crease does ever go down. All right, so as you can see, Spider-Man, that colors on this guy right here, the way this blue is and the red, it pops beautifully. Like it just, oh man, it looks like Spidey, man. It looks just like Spidey. The eyes there, you can see all the little tailoring and cravats and indentations in the suit right there. And then the same thing across as on the body, as you can see there, all the rivets. So I guess it doesn't feel like it kind of feels like the Miles suit. I'll see when I do final pose, but it kind of feels. Let me see something real quick. So no, it doesn't really feel. It does feel a little bit like the Miles suit. Just the Miles has like the little pleather type portions going through it, so somewhat similar. As you can see, there crease there also too. But this guy, like the tailor on this guy, the way the suit looks. Look at that! Look at the spider in the back. Look at that thing. That thing is so cool. And this feels good. It feels good. It's like a plastic type material there. You can see his belt go around the legs. See the little designs going through the legs. And then the boots. This looks awesome, man. This is my Spidey. All right, so let's go to the articulation real quick so we can get the head to move. You can do a full 360. And then you can have the head looking up. You can go far down. Let's just move the neck too. So if you move the neck, he can look pretty far up. If you look down, he can look pretty far down, which is probably why I have that crease there. That crease is bothering me. All right. Eyes are swappable. You would basically kind of push in on this portion right here and then pull out from the tips, just like that. So these are magnetic and they are swappable with the other eyes right here. For example, just slide it right in and boom, there you go. So eyes are swappable. Let me go ahead and put the other back on because I don't want them looking kind of crazy. They are a little pain to get out sometimes. Let's go ahead and put the regular eye back in there. All right, so let's keep that neck back so hopefully this freaking crease goes away. All right, so the arms are ratcheted and it can go a full T-pose right there. So Spidey can do his little T-pose. You do have bend at the elbow. Now, I mean, one thing that looks kind of funny is like when you do bend the suit, all that creasing. Looks like the suit is like, you know, a little bit big on him. Maybe he needs to put it on a hot wash, shrink it up a little bit. But it's good for articulation. So you get nice pose, nice bend at the arms. And then you get bicep swivel. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. We gotta readjust the suit when you do that. So you do get bicep swivel. All right, and then you do, let's see how far the arms can go forward. Now because of the suit, you have to be careful. You don't want to pull on the stitching. So you kind of have to massage the suit around as you get the articulation up. So the arms can move forward. And let's see how far back they can go. And they can go pretty far back. All right, so there's the arms. We got articulation on the arms. And as you can see already, just from posing it a few times, you do get creases already. So just something to keep in mind. Wrist, fully articulated around. Oh, they came right off. So you do get bend at the wrist. Let's put that back in. You guys web slinger right there. And then at the waist, let's see the waist. All right, so let's go ahead and look at his waist. So he can get good backwards bend. It is ratchet, as you can hear. And then good forward bend, which you would need for Spider-Man for any kind of web slinging poses. And then you do get some twist at the waist. It feels like you get a little bit in the upper portion of the abs and then a little bit at the waist too. So you do get a nice bend there. All right, so now the legs. Let's try to massage this up and see if we can get Spidey to do a split for us. And he can, but you gotta be careful with the suit, but he can do a split. You do get the creases there, so that's something to be careful with also. All right, and then let's see how far you can go forward. So you can go pretty far forward, no Hogan boot. Well, maybe you could, yeah. Maybe he could do the Hogan boot. Yeah, I guess he could. It's a little awkward Hogan boot, but he could do it. All right, so you got the legs bending that way. They can go back pretty good. You do get double bend at the knees, as you can see. So you could definitely get some classic Spider-Man web slinging poses with this guy. Oh, that's gonna be so freaking awesome, man. I can't wait. This is the guy. This is the man, the myth. All right, so then at the legs, I did show the bend on the knee already. And then the toes, this is something cool that I don't have anything. I don't have any of my, maybe my Miles does. I haven't checked it yet. But you do get toe bend for this guy. Toe articulation, look at that. And that's something different. It's integrated into the suit, as you can see the bend there in the fabric. So it's definitely a plus for Spider-Man, as he does have his toes bending all kinds of different angles. And then his ankle can go up, his foot can go up that far up, and it can go down about that far. All right, so here's articulation for Spidey. Let's go ahead and get him down. And I'm hoping that freaking crease is still driving me crazy, but it is what it is. All right, let's get Spidey back down. And look at all the accessories. All right, so let's get Spidey down there. And he does come with this tray. It has all those swappable hands. You have the closed fist ones. Then you have this one. If I remember correctly, this one should be for the cell phone. And then you have the pointing fingers. Look at the detail on that. Look at the patterns on there. And then you have a little web slinging action pose. Then of course the typical, when he does shoot the web, this is the pose, the hands you would use for that. And then you do have these points that you would swap out right here. Actually, I'm sorry, you attach them to these to have the action of the web shooting out from there, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. Miles does have this also, so I do like that feature when they have that included into it. Because you would basically see the web shooting out from his wrist. All right, so there's all that. You do get his cell phone, as you see there. Look like he's calling Doc Ock or somebody. You do get the two swappable eyes. You get the semi-closed. And then, as I showed you before, you get the squinting ones. And these are magnetic, as I showed earlier. You do get the newspaper, which is very cool because you do know Peter Parker reads his paper. Oh no, you get two. This is another page on the inside. So yeah, so what's pretty cool about this is it does have pictures in it, and it is legible. It does have words in it, Nate. Very cool, very detailed. Some cool villains too. I wish that they did release. Come on, Hot Toys. Look at Miles right there. There we go. So you got the Daily Bugle. Then you got some spare pegs, which you may need. Then we get this big scorpion tail. Now this is pretty pointy here. I was kind of hoping that this does, well, this does have articulation too, so you can articulate right there. You see the joint right there. And I was kind of hoping that this would kind of be more of a metal piece, but it feels like a bendy. Kind of, if you have any NECA figures, kind of the same thing where it feels like a hard, like a plastic that's malleable, and it's pretty long. So this part right here is what this screws into right here. So this piece right here will go onto the base right here. Put that right over there so that way you can put the pole there, and then this tail will screw into this piece right here. So this is when you want to have the pose with the base and diorama background and everything, and the scorpion tail. But the scorpion tail is beautiful. It does look nice. It does look metallic. You know, it is plastic, and it's nice and long. Screws in right there, so it should definitely give you good support. And then we get the base, as you can see here. Spider-Man base, different pictures of Spider-Man. I like that. That's something different. I kind of wish that this logo right here, it does have the same one on the chest, but it would have been cool if they had gave us the one on the back to give us more of that classic look and feel. You get the base, 2021 Hot Toys. And then you get different types of webs. So you got this one where you could kind of have it around his hand, where he's holding it to kind of shoot it out, where he's holding it with the other hand while he's shooting this one. And these are the ones that you would have for him shooting the webs. These are more attachments that you can have attached into the web right here. This is like the open web end. If you're gonna try either have it do like a battle scene, or he's trying to suction onto a wall or to an enemy, basically attach that to here, boop, and there you go. All right, last but not least, you get the the clamp to hold them. And then you get two poles, two different sizes, two different lengths. So you want to have more diameter. It would be cool. I wonder if you could do that. Let me try it out. I wonder if you can put these together and make it an extra long pole to kind of have them web slinging higher. So I'm going to try that out. Then last but not least, you do get this cardboard cutout to do the diorama in the back end of the base. You get there. You do have instructions to put it together. Here's the magnetic pieces right there. All right, so that's a good detailed look at my boy Spidey here. So let's go ahead and get some size comparison started. So we got Spider-Man goofing around, ready for a size comparison. So let's go ahead and bring in another Hot Toys figure. And of course, let's go ahead and bring in the Hot Toys Miles Morales. This is the duo I really wanted to have. As you can see there, Miles is a little shorter, which makes sense because he is younger. And in the game, he is a little bit smaller than Peter Parker. So let's go ahead and bring another Hot Toy. And let's bring in the Hot Toys Wolverine. His ankles are a little loose, so excuse me. Come on, Wolverine. There we go. So there's Wolverine. It's a good size comparison with Wolvie there. Wolverine is a little bit taller than Spidey, which kind of doesn't make sense because in comic books, well, this is movie based, but in the comic book, Spidey should be a little bit taller than Wolverine. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bring in the 3-0 One Punch Man, Saitama. Another comic book character. And there we go. So there we have a size comparison with two other Hot Toy figures and one 3-0 figure, all comic based. And they all look good. All right, so let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and final poses. So we never really get Peter Parker shown like on his time off. So I kind of wanted to have a pose with him on his time off where he's trying to enjoy the newspaper in peace, enjoying his favorite drink. When he can get a phone call from someone, probably Miles, asking for help because some villain is trying to attack maybe Scorpion. And as you can see also, we have Stan Lee there trying to have Peter Parker, Spider-Man, teach him how to do the web slinging, the correct hand gesture for it. So Peter can't get a break, man. He's trying to get a break, but never happens for him. He can't enjoy, a newspaper and his nice drink. This figure is freaking awesome. I love this figure. I love the way he looks, the way he feels. I'm a little bothered, like I said, with the suit, with the crease in the neck. I'm praying that crease goes away as I leave the figure in a neutral pose. But if not, then I gotta figure out some way to kind of mess with this. This is the only thing like what kind of kept me away at one point from Hot Toys Marvel figures. The fact that I'm so used to like the Mezco figures, the smaller 1/12 scales that do have small goods, and you can actually pose them and keep them with dynamic poses without causing damage to the suit. And I feel like the Mezco ones, like at least their suits are a little bit more durable and a little more, you can get away with more poses without causing damage. With the Hot Toys, you're paying a little bit more money, and yes, the costume does look more premium and looks better. It's just that's the part that kind of kept me away from the Marvel side for a while. It's just the fact that I like to keep my figures posed dynamically and not just in museum poses. And the fact that even if this pose right here, if I keep the Spider-Man in this pose for a long time, I want to say more than probably about 2 weeks, those creases on his crotch area and then back of the knees, maybe at the elbow, they may not go away. We'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna try this out. Miles, my first Marvel one from Hot Toys, so far I'm having a good experience with him. So this suit's a little bit different. So let's see how my testing and my trials and error go along with this figure. But I love him, man. This is Spider-Man. You can't walk into a house and look at a collection and see this guy and not wonder who this is. This is the Spider-Man that everybody knows and loves. This is Spider-Man that I've been waiting for, and I'm super happy to finally have in hand and in my collection. I can have him with Miles. I'm waiting for basically the other Miles from Enter the Spider-Verse. And perhaps maybe I'll get one other Spider-Man, but definitely I'm looking forward to the villains, because the villains are going to add a big contrast to my collection. Good example is the next post coming about right about now. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get this figure, because I can somewhat get him in a dynamic pose and have it hold the pose with the web slinging and the scorpion tail coming dashing out through the broken glass everywhere. But I forgot, I don't want to get copywritten. But yeah. So this figure is freaking, oh man, I'm starting to love this figure. But the more and more I mess with him, the suit is kind of annoying to me. Like I said, I'm still somewhat new into the MCU or just Marvel Hot Toy figures because of the suits. I'm more of a Star Wars collector when it comes to that. Um, it does do the pose. There is some hindering on articulation. The wrinkles do stay there for a good period of time. So just have to guess messing around with them. I guess maybe because on the mouse figure he has the all black and you don't see it as much than you do on this blue and red. So just a little bit, I have to get used to him, mess around with him some more, just to see what my limitations are for the posing on this figure. But I'm freaking happy that I was able to at least get somewhat this dynamic web slinging action pose going on. I do wish that the webs did have an extension so I can have that one on his right hand where he's using the swing. I wish I was able to add another web on there to make it look a little bit longer so it could look like he's webbing far away instead of having it cut off right there at his legs. So this is one thing I wish that, basically there was an attachment to make the webs a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure if it goes upwards, it can hold the pose, no problem. But other than that, I didn't find any issues with this figure, other than the fact that, like I said, the crease on my neck on mine, which I do kind of see now where it's starting to kind of go away a little bit. The accessories were easy to swap out. Webs were easy to put in the hands. Web shooter was easy to put on. The web shooter, you actually have to take off the hand. There's two specific hands, and you take a piece off of there and attach the other web slinger hands that have the web shooting out from it. So that's pretty cool. That's a good feature. I love the magnetic eyes. I love the way the suit looks. I love the way the color pops on this suit. I love the way it feels. I love the scorpion tail. I wish the tail was some kind of like a harder plastic or some kind of metal material, stuff kind of like a bendy thing. When I was bending the tail, I did kind of hear like a crack sound. So I'm not sure if pieces kind of cracked or some parts of the paint came off. Not sure, but it still bends no problem. Tail looks awesome. The background base, it is a little flimsy, the plastic portions, the way it's put together. But from this angle right here, it does look good. It looks solid. But when you do rotate it, it does look flimsy on the cardboard portions. But I like the idea about this. This is something different, something cool. You don't have to use, that's another thing I like about this. You don't have to use that cardboard piece. It slides right in and out, no problem. And I was able to basically put the two poles together to have it extended, which is intended for that, which is perfect because I was kind of hoping that was the option when I opened that and saw those two poles. Trying to think anything else, anything negative in this figure. Like I said, just somewhat the suit is a little bit negative. That's about it. I wish that the plastic, the iron piece was a little more solid piece, so that way it won't, if you kind of bend this in the wrong way, it could tilt over with the weight of the tail and the figure. So I was kind of wish that cardboard piece was a little more solid so it can kind of hold the weight, balance it out better. But other than that, I don't see many issues with this figure. To me, this is a definite Spider-Man figure for you to get if you're on the fence at any Spider-Man figures, or if you're new into the Hot Toys and you want a Spider-Man figure. Yeah, the MCU stuff's cool, but you can't really get the MCU stuff without having the original Rude Boy right here. This is the original Spider-Man and the freaking Spider-Man everybody knows. This Spider-Man could be in any display, any type of collection, and anybody will walk by and see, oh look, Spider-Man. They know right away because of this suit. I wish we did have a sculpt, head sculpt without the mask, or at least the mask halfway on. So it'd been cool to have him posing upside down, trying to drink tea or drinking coffee or something like that, or drinking his favorite drink. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. But hey, I'm happy with this figure. He does come with a lot of accessories, and he's an awesome piece to have in your collection. So people, I hope you liked this review. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. Click the bell notification so you can be notified of upcoming reviews and videos for my channel. Thanks for the continued support on my channel. I really, really, really appreciate it. Sorry I can't get these reviews out as much as I used to in the past. Just work's been busy, but I'm getting there. I'm gonna get there. Keep getting these things out for you guys. I should have 2 more reviews coming up this week. At least 2 more reviews coming up this week. And as always, people, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale.